Hello, welcome to everybody. Welcome to everybody to this special European weekly webinar. Yes, this is very special weekly webinar because we have a very special guest tonight. As I told you last week, be tuned because tonight we have the honor, we have the privilege to share with you very important information, and the source of this information is very prestigious because I am going to introduce you Mr. Generation Young, our member of Scientific Advisory Board, Director of Scientific Advisory Board for Europe and for Jeunesse Global. He travels a lot, he's always busy in meeting, training for people everywhere in the world, and it was not easy to bring him on board because he has been traveling so much since I requested the few minutes for us in European Weekly Webinar. But tonight we have the privilege and the honor to have the special guest speaker, Dr. Willam Amzallag. Welcome, Dr. Amzallag. Welcome and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Luigi, as usual, you are fantastic. My name is Willam Amzallag and I am Generation Young. We will spend some time together. And of course, we will talk about longevity. You see, longevity is something very special. And have you heard about the world record of longevity? The world record is held by a lady called Jeanne Calment. Jeanne Calment died at the age of 122. Now, what attracted me on this woman is that paradoxically, she get nothing special. In fact, even she have a worse lifestyle that we have in the world. At the age of 110, she was still smoking. Now, I say to myself, if this woman can live until the age of 122 in good health, by the way, in good life, why not me? Why not you? And that's become my creed. You know, any death occurring before the age of 122 years should be considered as a premature death, unless wars, unless accident, unless Kalashnikov, unless missiles from the North Korea, and so on and so on. So for Jeunesse, I say to all the people who are listening to me, let's go targeting for 122 years. Now, in order to understand that, we need to understand some basic science. Don't worry, we will not go to this boring technology. We just want to share with you some basic genetics. You know, we have 60 trillion cells, and they are all almost identical, means they have a plasma, they have a membrane, and they have a nucleus. And if we go inside the nucleus, what do we see? We see this famous chromosome. We have 23 pairs of chromosomes, on which one of them will tell us if we are a male or a female. Now, inside every chromosome, we have DNA, and that's the key word. Why? The DNA contains our gene, 25 to 30,000 genes in each DNA. But the genes for what? The genes are extremely important because they have the secret code to manufacture our proteins. You know, we have 200,000 different proteins, and in order to know how to manufacture those proteins, which are manufactured from the food that we eat from the amino acid, we need some codes in order to do that. And the body needs, at every second, the body needs some, you know, some protein, some very specific protein, and we'll ask the chromosome to give us one special gene to do one special protein. And we are made of protein. All the surrounding is just to help to get protein. So we have 60 trillion cells. 100% of those cells are genetically identical. Now, look at those two cells. One is a skin cells, one is a nerve cells. They are supposed to be 100% genetically identical, while if you see the pictures, obviously, they don't look like. Why? Let's go back to our genes. You know, we have 30,000 genes, but only 5 to 10% are working full time. All the other one are what we call desactivated. Now, which means that some are activated, some are deactivated. The problem is who decide to activate such one and such others. In order to understand that, you have to come back to what we thought until 20 years ago. We thought that the genes was our destiny. Now we understand something different. You know, the genes are simply a big database of information that we have, and we can use them as we wish. In fact, our genes are 30% of our destiny is managed by our gene, and 70% is managed by our environment. Environment include ourselves and the things which are around us. So that is called epigenetic. Epigenetic means above genetic. It's a new science which claim that we have control, at least as 70%, on our genetic, on our genes. And I will give you a very, very important example. Do you know that if we take an orange and if we eat an orange, the orange will activate 200 different genes, which means that it's very important because the gene that they are going to activate are good for our health. Now, extrapolating for all the food, does nutrition positively or negatively affect our gene expression and our longevity? Absolutely, yes. And also, food supplement can influence our gene expression. But not only that, does exercise or regular physical activity exert or affect gene expression and longevity? Certainly, yes. And also emotion can affect our longevity. You know that, like, stress can shorten our life. But not only that, our attitude and relationship can positively or negatively affect gene expression and longevity, which means that you have to get rid out of toxic relationship. And also a good healthy lifestyle will delay our telomere shortening. I'm sure you are aware of what these yellow cap are. They are here to protect our chromosome. So having said that, and I think that that's what you have to know in terms of genetic. Let's go back to why we are aging. Until now, or recently, until 20 years ago, we thought that aging was the result of accumulating years. It's not the true anymore. We know all that aging is inside our cells, and especially inside our DNA. And our DNA, unfortunately, is damaged every day. Is damaged 200 times? No, it's damaged 500,000 times every day. So it's damaged by our external environment, which are infection, UV, poor nutrition, pollution, electromagnetic pollution, including smartphone, heavy metals, smoking, stress, and sedentary lifestyle. But it's also damage inside by oxidation, which means free radicals, by inflammation, which affect every one of us, by glycation, which means when we eat too much sugar, we are gluing our proteins, and that's damage a lot of our cells. But on top of that, even if we can survive with that, we have a second way of aging, which is telomere shortening. The telomere are those yellow cap which are here to protect chromosome and DNA. The problem is that at every cell's division, these telomeres shorten, which is not problem each time that they shorten. But after 50 to 70 division, there is no more cap. When there is no more cap, there is a rule in life, the rule in our cells society, which said if you cannot protect, you have to suicide. Then the cells has to suicide, and this is a second way that we are aging. The third one is about stem cells, Paul. You know, I'm sure you have heard about stem cells, those magic cells which can replace any kind of cells, you know, and we have that everywhere in our body. We have those magic virgin cells which can replace muscle, blood, nerve, cardiac cells, liver cells, and so on and so on. We need our cells, these cells, because some function cannot work without new cells because they really not divide a lot. The problem with stem cells is they have chromosomes, they have DNA, they have telomeres, and also they are aging. So the point is we have to keep our stock of stem cells healthy. To make a long story short, aging is three reasons: DNA damage, telomere shortening, and stem cell spool shrinking. Having said that, let's go back to Jeunesse. As I told you, I start always my meeting by saying, my name is Willam Amzallag, and I am Generation Young, and I urge you to do the same when you do your own meeting. Why? What means Generation Young? What is the science behind Generation Young? Well, Generation Young is a new way of life, a new vision of aging based on solid scientific evidence. I can talk hours and hours about this scientific evidence. Meanwhile, it's much more simpler to divide that in three things. What do we need in life? What we need in order to have a long and healthy life? The first thing that we need is that regardless of our age, we want to look young as long as possible. And this is a fact for men, for women. Everybody wants to look young as long as possible. And this is what we are trying to do with Jeunesse. This is the first of the trilogy of our philosophy. The second one is that we want to think young as long as possible. And this is very important to remember where we put our key, to remember the name of our children, the name of our grandchildren, and certainly the name of our wife, otherwise she will kill us. In fact, we don't want to have dementia or Alzheimer's disease. And this is the second target of Jeunesse. And the third one is about love and affection and relationship. We want to love young as long as possible. And this is the philosophy of Jeunesse for the last 9 years. A generation who believes that science today can go much further than just treating diseases or saving life. Now, this is a philosophy. And if we don't link a philosophy with action, there is no need to have a philosophy. This is why we create a system called the Youth Enhancement System, the YES system, which is based on DNA repair. And this is logical. That makes sense. And I will explain you why. You know, cells divide all the time. When cells divide, DNA also divide. But if the DNA is damaged, what will happen? Some codes, some very important codes may be missing. If these codes are missing, the protein which are related to these codes may be missing too. And that can lead to premature disease, to premature aging, and to chronic diseases. Now, what happened is that if it was true, all that, we will die within 20 seconds. This is why we have a fantastic maintenance service which repair immediately the DNA when it's broken. Now, you're going to tell me, what do we need if our body is always doing a fantastic maintenance service? Yes, it's true. The service is perfect until the age of 40. At the age of 40, the maintenance is not so fast, which means that some DNA will be on a waiting list. And on a waiting list is not good because the cells will divide anyway. So the goal and the target of Jeunesse is to help this maintenance service to go back to as fast as possible. Based on that, we have built an entire line of product made of nutraceutical and cosmeceuticals. Today, Luigi asked me to talk you specifically of two new products. And I will start with the first one called Nahara. Nahara is a name, there's two things. Nahara is coming from Brazil. And in one tribe, Nahara means youngness. Also, an Hebrew name, Nahara, means youngness. So, Nahara is part of our trilogy of looking young as long as possible. As you know, our skin is your body largest organ, 2 square meters. The most important organ of the body is the skin. And if you go to see the skin with a microscope, what you're going to see? The skin is made of 3 layers. We call it the epidermis, which is the superficial one, the dermis, and the hypodermis. Now, the skin is very sensitive to the environment and to lifestyle. It will be damaged by UV, sunburn, the collagen can be damaged, the melanin production can be affected, and free radical can do a lot of damages. And if you don't know, we have 30,000 skin cells which die every minute of the day, which has to be replaced immediately. So let's talk a little about wrinkles, because this is a goal of mainly all the women and the men. They want to get rid of the wrinkles. You know, elephant, for instance, don't mind having thousands of fine line across their skin. Now, if you ask a woman, one single wrinkle can send some people into panic. So what happened? The wrinkle form in both the epidermis and the dermis, and their appearance depend where they form. You see, as you age, your epidermis lost its ability to keep the moisture, which lead to very, very fine lines. Now, after that, at the same time, the fat start to disappear from the skin's deepest layer, which lead to sagging, which is a little more bigger form of wrinkles. And then collagen and elastin are not produced at the same rate, and that's which will lead to deep wrinkles. So wrinkles are the result of less water, less collagen, less elastin, and less fat at the same time. You see, this is a picture of a younger skin compared to an aging skin, and you can see the reduce of the elastin and the collagen. Same for this one. Now, this is why proper skin care is essential, is absolutely essential to avoid to have wrinkle as long as possible. We have to take care of multiple things in the face: elasticity, moisture, pore size, sebum, temperature, pigmentation, skin tone, and wrinkles. Now, proper skin care is not just about outside, it's about beauty from within, which means we have to do both. And this is why we create Nahara. Nahara is a combination of, first and the most important ingredient, hydrolyzed collagen, vitamins, mineral, amino acid, and super antioxidant. The most important ingredient is, of course, the collagen. Why? Because when, what happened in the skin is attacked all the time by sugar. Sugar can be toxic, as I told you. They form what we call glycation, and the glycation made that the collagen will bond with toxic sugar, and cannot do their work anymore. The collagen will be paralyzed, and then it will go to more and more wrinkles. This is why, we try to rebuild the collagen in order to rebuild the atlas, which gives the elasticity to the skin. And this is why we are used hydrolyzed collagen. Why hydrolyzed? Because it's more metabolized, it's better metabolized by the barrier, by the skin barrier and by the cells, and can enter even more better in the skin. And then we have 6 very important vitamins: C, B6, B5, B7, and B12, and the B3 called niacin, which all help the collagen to be manufactured and synthesized. On top of that, a very important ingredient, which is zinc at the good proportion, which help the skin to be maintained. Then we have 6 dehydrated superfruit. We have the cherry, which is good for oxidative stress. We have the pomegranate, which have an impressive anti-inflammatory effect. The grape seeds, which enhance the effectiveness for other ingredients. The acai, which have a very high concentration of antioxidant, and the blueberry, which is a king of antioxidants. Acerola, which is a kind of vitamin C. And to finish, what I suggest in order to be very effective is to combine the serum, which have growth factor, reserve, we have a lot of antioxidant, and Nahara together, the 3 of them. And that will give you a fantastic product for your skin. Just to finish with the best and worst food for the skin, please. We have the 5 worst food for the skin will be the sugar, of course, you know that. Dairy can be bad for your skin. Processed, hyper-processed food are not good. Barbecue or overcooked meat are stimulating glycation, and fried foods. Now, the best food for the skin are avocado, salmon, vegetable, broccoli, and bone broth. Remember, bone broth. The second product that Luigi asked me to talk to you about is the new one, which is Hydro-Shield Mask, which defend, reveal, and restore. It's about air pollution. Everybody know now today that air pollution is bad for our skin because it contains what we call fine particles. The fine particles, which are various sizes, which will wipe off your face. And this is very difficult to fight against fine particles. This is why we create Hydro-Shield Mask, which contain coconut biocellulose, which contain growth factors, antioxidant shea butter, and the Asian grass root extract. This mask will create a protective layer on the skin. It's like a matrix, which is just something solid, which allows the skin to breathe and help optimize skin radiance. Now, the good things about this mask or this moisturizing mask is it gives you 24 hours hydration even if you are showering. You can use it in the morning after the protocol, after the eye firming gel, if you don't have that, just after the serum, and the evening after the serum also. Don't remember, after the serum, you put the hydration mask, either in the morning or the evening. You don't have to do it twice a day. You don't have to do it every day on the week. You can do it once or twice a week. If you want more information, in about 2 to 3 weeks, we will have the new longevity TV about NAHA and the hydrogel for two. But until now, you can see all the 22 other episodes on Jeunesse Longevity TV. If you want to have more and more technical explanation, you can go to glifescience.com, which is my website. And of course, if you want to know more about how to stay in good health and 122 years, you're going to read the book, The Promise of Immortality. My name is Willam Amzallag, and I am Generation Young. Thank you very much, Luigi. Thank you very much for all of you.
Thank you to you, William. Thank you to you. It's always a great pleasure and a great source of information and knowledge listening from you. And the subject, the topic that you treat, it's so fascinating, and it's always a lot to know about that. And I can endorse your book because I had the privilege to get one free book from you as a gift with your autograph, and I immediately read all the single pages, and it's really interesting and full of helpful advices that people can put in practice every day to stay healthier, to stay younger, and to feel better. So thank you very much. Now I ask, as usually, to people, if you have some feedback to share with us, if you have some questions, comments, you have the chat box on your right side in the bottom part of the control bar of this GoToWebinar room. You can type your question. I will select and will ask directly to our Dr. Willam Amzallag. He has been phenomenal. He has been incredible. And our webinars are going to be always interesting. Also next week, we will have other special information to share in the webinar. And this webinar will be soon available on Facebook, on our channel, on YouTube, because for people that are in live meetings, in trainings, busy in something else, it will be useful to listen to Dr. Amzallag. Okay, we have the first question in Italian. I am lucky because I am Italian, so I can translate for Dr. Amzallag. Yes, please. You can ask a question. In the meantime, I will read the question. Yes, Norway will have bought these products in the near future. This is a question for us. Oh, Vlad, thank you. Vlad says, thanks much indeed, and tons of love from Russia. We give you back all the love and thank you. Okay, Norway, Federica. This is for you, doctor. Can be NARA suggested to people that have arthrite rheumatoide? I don't know how to translate this. This kind, it's an illness, and it's rheumatism, something of chronical. Let me check on Google Translate.
But it doesn't. We can use that regardless of any problem. This is a safe product.
Rheumatoid arthritis.
I have rheumatoid arthritis myself, and I can tell you I use it with total safety.
Ok, I translate for Federica. Federica, sì, il dottor Amzallag stesso ha un problema di questo tipo e lo può usare in totale tranquillità. Okay, other question. Oh, I'm full. Thank you, Federica says thank you. In which age should people start drinking Nara? Very good question.
You can start as soon as possible.
Oh, yes.
We don't give to children, but you can start at the age of 12, 13, 14, and until 122.
Good question and even better answer. We have another question. Can people that are pregnant take Reserve and Nara?
Officially not.
Okay, so it's impossible. Thanks
no, it's on the label. It's on the label. By law, we have to put that.
Okay. Then we got congratulations. Thanks for sharing. Wish you both happy and peaceful Christmas from Ireland. Merry Christmas to everybody, to everybody. Thelma
And
say,
Vlad, thank you, Vlad. I will be there in your country with -22, I hope, in February.
oh, and
We
thanks.
will be in Moscow in February with 2,000 people.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. That will be a great, great, great event. It's a perfect event, Russian style event. So I'm pretty sure that it will be amazing. Thanks, doctor, for great explanation. I'm launching this business in Lithuania. Your information is a great help. We know, that's why I invited Dr. Amzallag. It was amazing, but what was the 5 best things for the skin? Avocado, broccoli, and
Salmon.
salmon?
Yeah,
Okay.
white salmon.
Wow, I love